Dear students, today in this video we will learn about electrolytic conductivity for weak electrolyte, which is known as Colrat's law. In our previous video we discussed about conductance in solution, where we have defined the conductance, resistance, conductivity and resistivity. So here just revision. So what is conductance? It is reciprocal of resistance 1 by R, which is taken as a ohm inverse. The symbols are given, or mhos, and the SI unit is Siemens. So conductance decreases with length and increases with area because it is totally reciprocal to resistance. So we describe the formula: conductance is equal to kappa into A by L, where kappa is conductivity or specific conductance. Its unit is Siemens per meter, where L is length and A is area in meter square. Then we discussed molar conductivity also, where molar conductivity is equal to kappa into 1000 by molarity, right? So here there are 2 points. The solution may have 2 types of electrolyte: strong electrolyte or weak electrolyte. According to that, we will get the value of conductivity from the conductivity cell. Debye, Huckel and Onsager has studied about the effect of conductivities with concentration of electrolytes. So in this graph you can see that the molar conductivity versus concentration graph is given. So on the right side, HCl, KOH, KCl, LiCl and acetic acids are given. But from that we will just take 2 examples. One is most strong electrolyte, that is potassium chloride, and second one is acetic acid. So in the graph you can see that KCl is having higher value while acetic acid is having very lower value. But the observation is that at very dilute condition, means we can say near to zero, infinite dilution, we will have highest value of both. So on the basis of this we got a Colrat's equation. So if we increase the concentration, then the interaction between ions are increasing. That's we are knowing as a mobility. So if we decrease the concentration, then the mobility of ions will increase. That's why molar conductivity decreases with concentration. Due to the interaction between ions, that is nothing but interionic attraction, this happens. So Colrat's replotted this molar conductivity with square root of concentration. So for 1:1 electrolytes, concentration is less than 0.002 to 0.003 mole per liter, and the linear relationship between lambda m and square root of C can be observed. The first one is HCl, then H2SO4, then KCl, then sodium sulfate, and the last one is acetic acid. For strong electrolytes, Colrat observed that molar conductivity decreases with concentration according to the expression. Let us see the graph of strong electrolyte only. So here we can observe that when we increase the concentration, the molar conductivity is decreasing, while at infinite dilution, means nearest to zero, what we can see, the value is highest. Now if we see the graph for weak electrolyte, then the results are very different. Here acetic acid is showing very low value at higher concentration, but again at very low concentration, means we can say infinite dilution, it is showing some value, but it is not touching to the y-axis. So we can extrapolate the graph and get some value. So if we consider the graph as y is equal to mx plus c, then Colrat's empirical formula can be stated like this: lambda m is equal to lambda m infinite minus a into square root of c, where lambda m is your y-axis, lambda m infinite is your intercept, and concentration c is your x-axis, while a is slope. you can take as a constant. So at again very low concentration, or we can say tends to 0, lambda m infinite is obtained, which is highest one. So that lambda m infinite is the limiting value of lambda m. Why? Because it is the maximum. So we can say that lambda m infinite is nothing but molar conductivity at infinite dilution. It is also known as limiting molar conductivity. In different numericals, you will have this type of terms, lambda m infinite or limiting molar conductivity, etc. So the question is that it is easy to find the molar conductivity of strong electrolyte, but the problem is with weak electrolyte. Then with method, how can we find the molar conductivity of weak electrolyte? So for that, Colruyt given the law of the independent migration of ions. What he discovered? Colruyt discovered relation between the values of limiting molar conductivity for different electrolytes. Let us see the example. Lambda m infinite for KCl is 0.01499 Siemens meter square per mole. For LiCl it is 0.01150 Siemens meter square per mole. For KNO3 it is 0.01450 Siemens meter square per mole. And for lithium nitrate it is 0.01101 Siemens meter square per mole. Here if you see, two cations are same if we consider KCl and KNO3, LiCl and LiNO3. While two anions are same if we consider KCl and LiCl and KNO3 and LiNO3. The difference in these four pairs of salts having common ion is always approximately constant. That is the observation. I am repeating. The difference in four pairs of salt having common ion is always approximately constant. This is very important observation. Let us understand with the example. Here, first let us take anion as constant. So, molar conductivity at infinite dilution of KCl minus molar conductivity at infinite dilution of LiCl is equal to limiting molar conductivity of KNO3 minus limiting molar conductivity of LiNO3, and that value is 0.00349 Siemens meter square per mole. So you can see here constant anion is giving same difference. Now if we take constant cation, to see the example, limiting molar conductivity of KCl minus limiting molar conductivity of KNO3 is equal to limiting molar conductivity of LiCl minus limiting molar conductivity of LiNO3. Here potassium and lithium are constant. So this difference is also same, 0.00049 Siemens meter square per mole. This behavior indicates that ions in an extremely dilute solution, which we are calling as a infinite dilution, migrate independently. There is no interaction between different ions. Why? ये ऐसा है कि अगर बहुत भीड़ भाड़ वाली जगह है, अगर आप वहां गए हो तो आप धक्का मुक्की करके ही कहीं जा पाओगे. That is called mobility of ions, right? But अगर बहुत कुछ नहीं है, जैसे अभी हम कोविड का एग्जांपल ले, अभी हम सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग के जा रहे हैं तो बहुत सारा गैप है, तो आराम से आप खड़े रहोगे, आराम से मूव कर पाओगे. सो इफ द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ आयंस आर लेस तो मोबिलिटी इज मोर. तो यहाँ पे ये कॉन्सेप्ट समझना बहुत जरूरी है कि इंडिपेंडेंट माइग्रेशन क्यों हो रहा है, क्योंकि हमने इनफाइनाइट डाइल्यूशन किया है. तो कैटायन और एनायन एनोड और कैथोड पे आराम से इजीली जा पाएंगे. Therefore, Colruyt established the formula lambda m infinite is equal to V plus lambda m infinite of cation plus V minus lambda m infinite of anion. तो हम ये कर क्या रहे हैं, हम प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हैं कि हाउ टू फाइंड द कंडक्टिविटी और मोलर कंडक्टिविटी ऑफ वीक इलेक्ट्रोलाइट. क्या हम ढूंढ पाएंगे? लेट अस सी अहेड. सो अगेन Colruyt's law of independent migration of ions, it is also for ionic mobility. It is mentioned as earlier. So at infinite dilution it should be the sum of the separate contribution of the ions. So let us sum up this part. For strong electrolyte, as they are fully ionized at low concentration, what we established a relation, that is molar conductivity is proportional to square root of C. And from that Cauchy equation is formed, that is lambda m is equal to lambda m infinite or lambda m naught is equal to constant k into square root of C. See, you can use a constant, k constant only, you have to just mention, right? And where lambda m naught is also written as lambda m infinite. Why I am showing you both? Because in different books you will get different signs. So don't worry about it. Lambda m 0 or lambda m infinite, both are showing the concentration is nearest to 0. And from that we discuss about the law of independent migration of ions. Like MgCl2, what is V plus? V plus is 1, and for chlorine it is 2, because the dissociation will occur like this: MgCl2 is equal to Mg2 plus 2Cl minus. So what is the statement of this law? So at time infinite dilution, which is known as molar conductivity at infinite dilution lambda m infinite, the molar conductivity of an electrolyte can be expressed as the sum of the contributions from its individual ions. So lambda infinite is equal to V plus lambda infinite of cation plus V minus lambda infinite of anion, where V plus and V minus are the number of cations and anions per formula unit of electrolyte respectively, and lambda infinite plus and lambda infinite minus are the molar conductivities of the cation and anion at infinite dilution respectively. So here is the applications. What are the applications of Cauchy's law? First, to determine the molar conductivity at infinite dilution of weak electrolyte. Number 2, we can also find degree of ionization of weak electrolyte. Number 3, we can find ionization constant of a weak electrolyte. And number 4, we can find the solubility of a sparingly soluble salt. So last two part is nothing but a part of equilibrium chapter. We have studied K and Kb for weak acid and weak base, and we studied Ksp for sparingly soluble salts. So we can find with Cauchy's law also. Let us see the examples. So as I mentioned in previous video, here again I am giving you the example. So first let us find the molar conductivity of acetic acid at infinite dilution. So as per the Cauchy's equation, we can write lambda m infinite is equal to lambda m infinite of H plus lambda m infinite of acetate ion. But we cannot find it practically. So what we will do, we will select 3 strong electrolyte and we will dilute them infinitely. Then we will find their molar conductivity at infinite dilution, and then we will use the mathematical form and then we can calculate it. So what we have done, see here, lambda m infinite H plus lambda m infinite Cl minus plus lambda m infinite Na plus lambda m infinite Ac minus, that is acetate ion, minus lambda m infinite of Na plus minus lambda m infinite of Cl minus. So we have done nothing. What we have done, we have added Cl plus Na plus and we have subtracted Na plus and Cl minus. But from this we can identify that 3 strong electrolyte. This is deductive method, right? So what we can say, so lambda m infinite H plus and Cl minus are nothing but HCl. Then lambda m infinite of Na plus and acetate ion is nothing but sodium acetate. And at last lambda m infinite of NaCl. So what we can do is, we can add molar conductivity at infinite dilution of acetic, it is of HCl and sodium acetate, and we subtract that value from molar conductivity at infinite dilution of sodium chloride. For example, at 25 degrees Celsius, the molar conductivity at infinite dilution of sodium acetate salt is 91 10 to the power minus 4 Siemens meter square per mole. Limiting molar conductivity of HCl is 426.2 10 to the power minus 4. same Siemens meter square mole inverse, and limiting molar conductivity of NaCl is 126.5 into 10 to the power minus 4. What is the molar conductivity of acetic acid at 25 degrees Celsius? So we can use the previous formula. So here is the solution. So first of all, we have used Colrat's law. So first we have added sodium acetate as a Na plus N acetate ion, HCl as H plus N Cl minus ion, NaCl as Na plus N Cl minus ion, and acetic acid as H plus N acetate ion. Now, as we have done earlier, we will add Na plus Cl minus and we will subtract Na plus and Cl minus in a proper way. So we will form HCl, sodium acetate and NaCl. And as per the law, what we will do? We will put the values of HCl, we will add it with sodium acetate value, and then we will subtract it with sodium chloride value. So finally we will get the molar conductivity of acetic acid at infinite dilution, that is 390.7 10 to the power minus 4 Siemens meter square per mole. From this way you can find the molar conductivity at infinite dilution of ammonium hydroxide, barium hydroxide, any weak electrolyte. Only take care of that V plus and V minus, means number of cations and number of anions, right? Now how will determine the degree of dissociation or ionization? We are calling as a alpha. Here I just mentioned as A, but you can think it as a alpha. This also I have mentioned in previous video. So the degree of ionization is given by alpha lambda m at C concentration divided by lambda m at infinite dilution. And in lambda m infinite dilution, we can put the formula of Colrat's, that is V plus lambda m infinite plus V minus lambda m infinite minus. So by this we can calculate the degree of dissociation or ionization. Determination of the ionization constant of a weak electrolyte. So here the electrolyte is not fully ionized, so we will use Lowry-Bronsted theory, means we will add water and we will see whether it is giving H3O plus ion or OH minus ion. So here we have taken the example of acetic acid. So HA is like you can say any weak organic acid. So in that if we add water we will get H3O plus and A minus. So we know very well the Ka value is activity of H3O plus ion into activity of acetate ion divided by activity of acetic acid. Don't worry, activity is nothing but your square bracket. Okay, and we have established the formula, that is Ka is equal to C alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha. So I am not going to discuss that. We know all that formula. Now what is alpha? So as we mentioned, alpha is equal to lambda m at C concentration by lambda m at infinite, means the concentration at which we are taking the molar conductivity divided by the highest value, because at infinite dilution we are having the limiting value, means that is the highest. So that will give us the alpha. So you can see in this formula we can also find directly K alpha is equal to K by 2C into 1 plus 4C by K whole bracket 1 by 2 minus 1, means this is just derivation for competitive exam. If you directly want to find, you can use this and you can go for approximation, but otherwise simple, you just remember Ka is equal to C alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha. So when you got alpha, then you have to just multiply it with C and you have to just do the calculation. Let's see the determination of the solubility of a sparingly soluble salt. The molar conductivity of a sparingly soluble salt at infinite dilution, lambda m infinite, as usual it is V plus lambda m infinite plus V minus lambda infinite minus. And like our formula of molar conductivity, lambda infinite of salt is equal to 1000 into kappa of salt divided by concentration, that is concentration of sparingly soluble salt. So in this formula if we make concentration of sparingly soluble salt as a head, we will get 1000 kappa salt by lambda m infinite. And instead of lambda m infinite, if we put the value v plus lambda m infinite plus v minus lambda m infinite minus. So the Cm is equal to the solubility of the sparingly soluble salt in the mole per liter unit. If we want to convert the solubility of the salt in gram per liter units, it can be obtained by multiplying this value with molar mass of the salt. You can also find Ksp value, because we know that Ksp is equal to S square or 4S cube, etc. Right? So that we have studied in grade 11. So we can find this Ksp value or concentration in mole per liter, then in gram per liter, and then we can find the Ksp. So hope in this video it is very clear about Colruyt's law and its application. So from all of this, what we understood, electrode and electrolyte can be anything. Just they have to pass electricity, whether in higher amount or lower amount. So if it is in lower amount for weak electrolyte, we can identify its conductivity through this Colruyt's law. So now in the next video we will talk about the electrochemical cell, spontaneous cell, and then we will understand about the importance of this cell in our life. Thank you.